GM Grand in Vegas on the Strip. After the third and final presidential debate was over, I spoke with RNC Chairman Reince Priebus in the spin room. Let's take a look. Then we'll check in with former. All right, joining us now, the RNC Chair, Reince Priebus. I know your name. Do you know your name of this?
It's a tough name. I do. He did a good job tonight. I thought he was great. I thought the first half hour was really good. I thought it was very smart to hit the base issues, bring Republicans home. It's an important part of the campaign. Remind people who he is. Conservative judges, pro-life, pro-gun. I mean, these are important issues. And remind the whole party what's at stake here.
That's an important point, because there have been a lot of people in the Republican Party. I know you're in the middle of this, probably not a position you want to be in, but in many ways, they're not only not supporting him, they're more critical of Donald Trump than they are of Hillary. And Hillary's policies, as she espouses them tonight, just on the court, just on immigration, just on refugees, just on the economy, just on health care, so diametrically opposed. Why aren't they more on board?
Look, I think it's important to remind everyone tonight. It was a very strong reminder in the first 20 minutes of the debate of what's at stake. And so I think that's really good for our party. Secondly, I thought he had great pivots. I mean, he kept reminding the people at home, look, foreign policy. You can talk about foreign policy all day long. Russia, wait a minute. What about the uranium deal? What about the fact that you made hundreds of thousands of dollars giving speeches to Russia? What about the Russian reset? She's disqualified on these issues. She had the position. She was Secretary of State. And what did she do when she was Secretary of State? Everything got worse. Yeah. She has no standing.
And the line about you had 30 years, what did you accomplish? Well, I was in Arkansas and I was doing children's education. Well, we pay more per capita for education with the worst results. So, but the thing that stands out the most after tonight, putting all the clutter aside, is we have two very distinct, different visions for the future of this country. On the courts, on refugees, on ISIS, on immigration, on Obamacare, on the economy, on energy, on education. These differences are deep and profound.
Well, they're deep and profound. And the fact that even, I don't want to go back to the life issue for a second, but I thought it was very stunning that she doubled down on partial birth abortion in the 8th and 9th.
No, 9th, last week.
I mean, honestly, people can have differences of opinion here, and I'm very strong pro-life, and I get it. It's one of these issues in general elections sometimes people like to stay away from. But I'll tell you what, the fact that she came out and didn't actually say, that 8th or 9th month might be a little bit different.
The fetus is viable. I was actually impressed because Trump knew the Heller case. Had details about the Heller case. And look, obviously that wouldn't be his wheelhouse as a businessman, not a lawyer. I was pretty impressed he knew. Of
course, and most people out there, even smart business people, aren't sitting out there spouting off the Bill of Rights and talking about the amendment. Look, she hates the Second Amendment, but she loves the Fifth Amendment. So do all of her employees. They plead the Fifth all day long. It's her favorite amendment. That's what she's all about.
What do you think of these new Project Veritas videos? You have a money nexus where on tape, operatives are saying they get the money from the Clinton campaign, funneled through the DNC, funneled through Democracy, whatever it's called, Action, and then to those that foment violence and are plotting, planning, and scheming massive voter fraud.
Well, I mean, it's a total violation of the FEC laws. I mean, the fact that they're hiding money and circulating it in every different direction. They're admitting that they have go-betweens between soft money organizations and hard money organizations.
That's a violation of law.
People, I don't expect viewers to be in the weeds on campaign finance, but this is serious stuff. And the fact that they would then incite violence where cops were coming out with their heads full of blood at that Chicago. And I remember people coming...
bragging about it.
But I remember people coming here. Are you going to put out a statement denouncing the violence at the Trump rallies? What are you going to say about it, Reince? Aren't you going to denounce...
Hillary lectured Donald Trump.
It was created by them.
And they're bragging about it on tape.
Right.
I think in the days to come, I'm not sure... I think there's a lot of balls still up in the air that the public hasn't absorbed in terms of public polling. I think the Veritas tapes are part of it. I think the WikiLeaks is part of it. I think there's more to come. I think in the next 20 days, there's going to be a lot of information for people to absorb. Are you worried that the time is running short?
Well, look, I mean, no, because I think these news cycles are, one day feels like a week and a week feels like a month. 3 weeks is plenty, and we'll get it out there.
All right, Mr. Chairman, how'd you like? He was unconventional with debate prep, I hear. Is that you were part of it?
Yeah, but he was full.